If you are using a Windows computer, please go to this site and install Git by yourself. You will find this link in the description of the video. First, go to github.com and enter your email. Click on sign up for GitHub and pick a password. Try to pick something that is robust. Pick a username. I'll pick bioinforma Tony, which is the name of my YouTube channel. I am in Canada, and then this is not available, so let's pick bioinforma Tony 2025. Anyways, this is just for demonstration purposes, and then use arrows to rotate the object in the direction of the hand. Then go to your email and confirm. So the email address, just copy the code and paste it here, enter the password, and now I am in my GitHub account. So it's that easy. So let's now create a repo. You can create it from here, create a repository, or you can go here and go to your repositories, and because there is nothing here, and then we can go to new, and then we pick a name for the repository, and let's call it example repo, because we don't have any, so all names will be available. Otherwise you will have to pick a name that is still available. You can write a description. This repo is to demonstrate how to create one in GitHub. It can be public or private. If it is public, though, anybody with the link would be able to see the content of the repo. If it is private, only those that you invite to have access will have access, and those ones have to have a GitHub account. And that's the main reason I am creating this video, to enable people to share private repositories. Add a README files, you can say yes, and this is pretty much all what you need. And then create repo, and voila, the repo has been created and the README file is here. Now that you have created your first repo, now you can start populating its content. So what you get by default in the repo is the README file, and the README file is a sort of web page where you describe the content of the repo, and you can include text, fee code, and many other things. So if you want to do it here, just click at this pencil icon, and then you are in edition mode, and then you can see that the title get preceded by a number sign, and that means this is a first level title. So the biggest font size that you can deploy in this type of format, which is called Markdown. Let's call it how to create a GitHub account. If we commit changes, it means that we will save that, and then we need a message that in the future will help us identify which version of our code it is, and then update readme md. That's okay, and then commit changes, and now you see that the title has been updated to how to create a GitHub. How do we clone a repo? So cloning means making a copy of your remote. Remember that this one, the copy of this repo is stored in the GitHub server, and we want to download that, to clone it to our local computer, to do a series of operations, and then writing code, writing the markdown file, etc. And so we need to clone it. So let's go to the repo just by clicking here, and click at this green button that says code, and you copy this address here, in the HTTPS tab, we will use VS Code to clone this repo to our local computer. This is Visual Studio Code, and you can easily Google how to install it. It is that easy. Visual Studio Code is also developed by Microsoft and is free, as GitHub is, and they too are connected. So you can find here an option here that says cloned Git repository, and you only have to provide here the URL of the repo you want to clone and press enter, and then it will ask you where do you want to clone that, and then you can pick any place you want, right? Just for simplicity, I'll put it here in download, and I will put a new folder that is called Git repos. I advise you to create a folder that is called Git repos, where you will hold all your repos, and then you say create, and then click here and then select as repository destination. Now it asks you if you want to open that here in Visual Studio. You can do that, and now you see that here is the readme file that was created in GitHub when we created the repository. So it's that easy. Now the repo live in your local computer too. When you want your device, either your laptop, desktop, or any other computer to interact with GitHub, you have to authenticate that device in GitHub. So to do that, we need to generate an SSH key that will allow GitHub to recognize your device as a trustable device. So to do that, so go here to terminal and open new terminal. You will use SSH dash keygen, and then use the flag T for the type, and then the type of key we need is called add 25519, and we add a comment here, and the comment will be the email that is associated with the GitHub account, and then it says enter the file in which you want to save the key. So it will tell you here where it will be saved. Just press enter to accept that. In Windows it will look slightly different, but just pay attention where it is saved, usually in users, and then enter the phrase. Press enter, leaving that empty is okay, and then repeat, press enter again, and once you see those weird signs that appear, your key has been created. To visualize the key we generated, you can go here to file, open folder, and go to users, and then your user. So you see that directories preceded by dot do not appear. So in Windows you can go to the tab view, and then hidden items, check that option, and Mac you can press shift command and dot, and then the hidden directories appear here, and let's look for the SSH is here, and then open that here, and then a series of SSH files appear, and then we need this one, ID add 25519 pub, because it's the public key. We copy this content here because it's the authentication key that we will need in GitHub to authenticate this device. So back in GitHub, go here to your icon. You can, by the way, add a picture of yourself or anything you want there, and then go to settings. In settings, scroll down to SSH and GPG keys, new SSH key, title that's something that relates to your computer or your device. I'll call it one laptop. For example, it is an authentication key, and here paste that key that we just generated in VS Code, and then add SSH key. So now my laptop got authenticated with GitHub. When I try to submit something to the GitHub server, that's going to look using the SSH protocol that this key is found in the device that is trying to make the submission. We need yet another layer of security. Go here to icon, to settings, scroll down to developer settings, and we have to generate a personal access token, and click here and choose the classic one, generate new token, and generate new token classic. What is this token for? So access to GitHub, and it could be 30 days, which is not a lot, so you will have to change it. Let's do it for 90 days. And full control of private repositories, so click repo and click admin SSH signing key, and then generate token. And here is the token. It's a very long string. You can copy that from here back in Visual Studio Code. So go to the panel here of the Explorer and click the first icon to generate a new document, and call it GitHub path, and store it there because you may need that, and then paste it here. So this is what is going to be used as a password when you want to submit a push to GitHub. So this key is already in memory. Let's open back our repo, and then open recent in file, and then pick example repo. So let's make any random change here in the readme file and save it. And here we will commit those changes to the remote repository in 3 git commands. The first one is git add, and the dot indicates the present working directory, in this case example repo. The second command is git commit, and we add the flag M for a message, and we say readme was updated, and it say here that one file was changed. And in the final step we say git push origin, that's the original repo that we built in the GitHub server, and main is the branch because we have not created a new branch, we are still on main. And now we will be asked to provide a token, then click here on token, and we paste it here, the personal token, and then we sign in. And now you see that the commit was successful. So back in our online repo, we see here that our repo only contains one line. This is the previous version of our readme file. This repo is to demonstrate how to create one in GitHub. Sorry about this typo. But if we update this repo here, and then we see that the change we did in the local computer is already updated here. So we have created a GitHub repo, we have cloned it into the local computer, we have done some modifications in the local computer, and we have pushed back the repo to the server. So you are ready now to continue using GitHub on your own.